Welcome everyone. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today with this comprehensive guide to ethics, safety, communication, and customer service. Today's focus is on professional standards and ethics in hairdressing. We'll be exploring key principles that help us provide top-quality service while maintaining integrity and professionalism. Over the next few slides, we'll cover important topics like ethical behaviour, safety protocols, effective communication, and excellent customer service. Let's get started and make this a valuable learning experience for everyone. Let's explore the importance of professional behaviours in our business interactions. Maintaining a professional attitude helps build trust and credibility with clients and colleagues alike. Next, understanding the role of etiquette is crucial in keeping those positive relationships strong. Good manners and respectful communication can make a big difference in how clients perceive us and feel comfortable in our environment. As we develop our business etiquette, it's essential to be aware of safety guidelines and health concerns specific to hairdressing. This ensures that both clients and professionals stay safe and healthy during every appointment. Implementing appropriate safety measures is key to safeguarding everyone's well-being. Whether it's hygiene practices or safety protocols, these steps help us create a secure environment. This module also emphasizes the fundamentals of delivering quality hairdressing services. Learning the right techniques is vital for professional service provision and client satisfaction. Additionally, we aim to give you insight into the basics of the hairdressing industry, helping you understand industry standards and best practices that set professionals apart. Finally, understanding professional conduct and ethics is the foundation of a successful career in this field. Upholding these principles ensures we maintain integrity and excellence in everything we do. Now, let's explore some of the exciting career opportunities within the hair industry. When you think about a career as a hairdresser or barber, you're looking at more than just cutting and styling hair. These roles can lead to specialties like becoming a color specialist, where you create stunning hair color transformations. There's also the role of a salon manager, overseeing the operations and ensuring everything runs smoothly. For those interested in the entertainment industry, working as a hairstylist for film and TV offers a chance to work on set and contribute to creating authentic looks for actors. Makeup artists also play a vital role, especially when combined with hair styling, to achieve complete looks for clients or productions. If you're passionate about extensions, becoming a hair extensions specialist can open doors to helping clients achieve longer, fuller hair. Some professionals develop their careers in product development, creating new hair care products, while others become educators or trainers, sharing their expertise with aspiring stylists. And of course, many go on to open their own salons, building their own brands and businesses. These examples highlight just how diverse and dynamic careers in hairdressing can be. They connect to our overall theme of exploring various pathways in this vibrant industry. Now let's take a closer look at the various parties involved in trade testing. As you can see, stakeholders such as regulatory bodies, businesses, and testers each have their own specific roles to play. Effective coordination among these parties is crucial. It ensures that everyone follows the regulations and that fair practices are maintained throughout the process. When roles are clearly defined and well coordinated, it helps create a smooth and transparent testing environment. This not only upholds the standards we aim for, but also builds trust across the entire trade testing ecosystem. Remember, the overall goal is to make sure that trade testing is conducted properly, consistently, and fairly. Today, we're going to explore some of the key trends and developments shaping our industry. It's important to understand not just what's changing, but also what these changes mean for different members of our industry. We'll look at potential outcomes that could arise from these developments, always keeping them in context to see the bigger picture. When we talk about implications for stakeholders, we're highlighting how these industry shifts can impact everyone involved, from suppliers and partners to customers and regulators. Recognizing the relevance of these developments helps us stay proactive and prepared for what's ahead. Now, regarding the significance of these developments, we'll provide an overview of the emerging industry trends. I'll define what we consider to be trends within this industry context and discuss why they matter. Ultimately, understanding these trends is crucial because they influence strategic decisions and help us anticipate future challenges and opportunities. This connection to the overall theme underscores the importance of staying informed and adaptable in a constantly evolving landscape. Let's talk about the principles of safe use of electricity. First, always follow the manufacturer's guidelines and seek professional advice when working with electrical systems and appliances. This helps ensure you're using everything correctly and safely. Next, understanding how to connect a 3-pin plug properly is crucial. It's not just about plugging in, it's about ensuring proper grounding of the appliance, which protects you from electrical shocks. Proper grounding is a key safety measure that should never be overlooked. Speaking of grounding, appliances must be earthed. Earthing provides a safe path for electricity to go to the ground if there's a fault, preventing dangerous shocks. It's a simple but vital safety step that keeps everyone safe. Proper wiring of appliances is also essential. When appliances are wired correctly, they function properly and safely. Poor wiring can lead to malfunctions or even electrical fires, so it's worth making sure everything is done right. We also need to be cautious with damaged cords. Using appliances with frayed cables or damaged power cords is risky because it increases the chance of shocks or fires. Always inspect cords before use and replace damaged ones immediately. Finally, water and electricity don't mix. Keeping water away from electrical appliances is critical because water can cause short circuits and electrical hazards. Never handle electrical devices with wet hands or near water sources. By following these principles, we can greatly reduce the risk of accidents and ensure a safer environment for everyone. Ensuring a safe working environment is fundamental, and that starts with strictly adhering to health and safety laws. It's also crucial to conduct regular risk assessments to identify potential hazards before they cause harm. Providing proper training to all employees is essential so everyone understands how to work safely and respond appropriately in different situations. Supplying and using the right protective equipment is another key step. It's about safeguarding ourselves and each other. Maintaining high hygiene standards helps prevent illness and keeps the workplace healthy overall. When handling chemicals, safety protocols must be followed carefully to avoid accidents or exposure. We also need to comply with incident reporting requirements. Reporting any accidents or hazards promptly allows us to address issues quickly. It's important that employees follow safety protocols consistently and report hazards or unsafe conditions whenever they see them. Lastly, performing regular audits and updating our policies ensures we stay compliant with evolving legal standards, which keeps our workplace safe and legally sound. All these measures tie back to our overall goal of creating a safe, compliant, and productive working environment. Let's take a closer look at safety signs and what they represent. Ensuring compliance with prescribed actions or behaviours, like wearing personal protective equipment, is crucial for safety. This is where mandatory instruction signs come into play. They clearly communicate specific safety instructions that are essential when dealing with hazardous materials or situations. Next, we have HAZCHEM signs, which are used to indicate potential chemical hazards or risks in an area. These signs help everyone understand what dangers might be present, so they can take appropriate precautions. Then there are warning signs. These provide clear instructions and directions related to fire safety measures and the location of fire safety equipment. They are vital for quick response in emergency situations. Prohibitory signs are used to mark actions or behaviours that are forbidden, helping to maintain safety within a designated area. They remind us what not to do to prevent accidents. Finally, we have general information safety signs. These signs offer necessary safety information that helps occupants or visitors understand safety protocols and procedures, making sure everyone is informed and prepared. All these signs play a vital role in maintaining a safe environment by communicating important safety information clearly and effectively. Let's take a moment to understand some of the safety signs related to hairdressing chemicals. First, we have the flammable sign. This indicates that certain chemicals like hairspray can easily catch fire, so it's important to keep them away from heat sources or open flames. Next is the toxic sign, which warns us about chemicals that can be harmful if inhaled or ingested. Always handle these with care and use proper ventilation. The corrosive sign points to substances that can cause skin burns or serious damage, such as strong hair dyes. When working with these, wearing gloves and protective gear is essential. Then there's the irritant sign, which marks chemicals that might cause skin or respiratory irritation, so be cautious and avoid prolonged exposure. The harmful sign is a reminder that some chemicals may cause less severe health effects, but still require careful handling. Finally, the environmental hazard sign indicates chemicals that shouldn't be released into the environment to protect our surroundings. Understanding these safety signs helps us work safely and responsibly, keeping ourselves and others protected. Let's talk about the safe handling and storage of hazardous substances. On this slide, we focus on some core safety measures that are essential to keep everyone safe. For example, proper labeling is crucial so that anyone handling these substances knows exactly what they are dealing with, reducing the risk of accidental exposure. Securing these materials is equally important to prevent spills or leaks that could cause harm. We also need to emphasize the proper storage conditions for chemicals. This means storing them in appropriate containers, in well-ventilated areas, and away from incompatible substances. Doing so helps us avoid dangerous reactions or spills that could have serious consequences. Another key point is managing chemical hazards carefully, especially when it comes to cleaning materials. These often have specific handling protocols because improper use or storage can lead to accidents or health issues. Highlighting these protocols ensures that everyone understands how to handle cleaning chemicals safely. Finally, we want to focus on the key considerations for safely handling hazardous substances overall. This includes understanding the risks, following safety guidelines, and maintaining compliance with regulations. When we do this, we not only protect ourselves but also promote a safer work environment. All these measures tie back to our overall goal, creating a culture of safety and responsibility in handling hazardous substances. Now, let's talk about the key practices for maintaining sanitation and sterilization in the salon. First, it's essential to regularly clean all equipment, tools, and surfaces using appropriate disinfectants. This helps prevent the buildup of germs and keeps the environment safe. Next, sterilizing tools is critical. Using autoclaves or other approved methods ensures all microorganisms are killed, providing a higher level of cleanliness. When it comes to gloves, always use disposable ones and change them between clients. This simple step is vital to prevent cross-contamination. Washing your hands thoroughly before and after each client is another cornerstone of good hygiene. It might sound basic, but it's one of the most effective ways to protect both clients and staff. Maintaining clean towels and linens is equally important. Whenever possible, opt for single-use items to reduce the risk of infection. And of course, properly disposing of single-use items and contaminated waste is a must to keep the workspace sanitary. Storing sterilized tools correctly also plays a big role. They should be kept in clean, dry, and covered containers to maintain their sterility until use. Lastly, continuous staff training on hygiene practices and sanitation protocols ensures everyone stays up to date and consistent in their procedures. These practices, integrated into our overall sanitation standards, are essential for maintaining a safe and healthy salon environment. Let's talk about some key safety and sanitary precautions in the salon. First, staff should always wear gloves and masks when appropriate. This helps protect both our employees and our clients by minimizing the risk of transmission. Moving on to air quality, it's important to have proper air circulation and purification systems in place. These systems help reduce airborne particles and contaminants, creating a safer environment for everyone. Now, hygiene practices are crucial. Employees should wash their hands thoroughly and use hand sanitizer before and after working with clients. This simple step goes a long way in maintaining cleanliness and preventing the spread of germs. When it comes to tools like combs and scissors, sterilization is a must. Before every use, ensure these tools are properly sterilized to prevent cross-contamination. And speaking of cleanliness, regular cleaning and disinfecting of surfaces and equipment are essential to sustain hygiene standards and keep the environment safe. All these measures tie back to our overall goal, creating a safe, healthy space for both staff and clients. Paying attention to these details helps us uphold the highest standards of safety and sanitation in the salon. When it comes to using and disposing of disinfectants, it's really important to be mindful of the environment. We should always avoid products that might cause harm when they're discarded. Implementing eco-friendly practices in our sanitation routines and waste management is not only responsible, but also essential for protecting our planet. Disposing of disinfectants properly means following local regulations to prevent any environmental damage or health risks. It's equally important to minimize our exposure to residual chemicals during the disposal process, making sure we handle everything safely. In our salons, safety during disposal is key. Using disinfectants correctly and according to instructions helps ensure we're cleaning effectively without unnecessary risks. And choosing the right disinfectants for different surfaces and tools is crucial. It maximizes their effectiveness and reduces waste or potential misuse. All these steps tie back to our bigger goal: maintaining a safe, clean environment while respecting our responsibility to protect the environment around us. Let's talk about the key requirements for discarding waste and emptying containers. First, it's really important to dispose of waste in designated, clearly labeled containers. This helps everyone easily identify where to throw different types of waste and keeps the area organized. Next, we need to separate hazardous waste from non-hazardous waste, following all relevant regulations. This separation is crucial for safety and environmental protection. When dealing with liquid or contaminated waste, always use sealed, leak-proof bags or containers to prevent spills and leaks. To keep the environment safe, empty waste containers regularly. This prevents overflow and reduces the risk of contamination. It's also vital to follow local environmental and health safety guidelines for waste handling and disposal, making sure we're compliant and safeguarding everyone's health. Remember, anyone handling waste should wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, like gloves or masks, to protect themselves from exposure. Lastly, maintaining cleanliness around waste disposal areas is essential, not just for hygiene, but also to prevent attracting pests and creating health hazards. By adhering to these practices, we're supporting a safer, cleaner environment that aligns with the overall goal of responsible waste management. Let's talk about the principles of waste storage and disposal. First, it's crucial to store waste in appropriate containers to prevent leaks and spills, which helps keep our environment safe. Next, we need to segregate waste according to its type, whether it's hazardous, non-hazardous, or recyclable, so that each is handled properly. Clearly labeling containers with the type of waste and disposal instructions is essential to avoid confusion and ensure proper disposal. It's equally important to make sure all containers are sealed and secure, which minimizes exposure and controls odors. Waste should always be stored in designated areas that are away from public access, reducing any risk to people. We also need to dispose of waste regularly to prevent accumulation, which can lead to contamination or health issues. And finally, always follow local regulations and environmental guidelines when disposing of waste. These principles not only help us manage waste responsibly, but also support our overall goal of protecting the environment and public health. Let's take a closer look at some of the main causes of fires and explosions in the workplace. One significant factor is gas leaks. When flammable gases accumulate, it creates a highly dangerous environment that's prone to ignition. That's why workplace safety measures must be diligent in monitoring and preventing these conditions. Next, we have smoking in areas where it's not allowed. This might seem simple, but smoking near flammable materials can cause fires very quickly. It's an extreme risk that can have serious consequences, so strict rules about smoking are essential. Finally, electrical faults are a major cause of workplace fires and explosions. Things like improper wiring, overloaded circuits, or leaving electrical appliances unattended can all lead to dangerous situations. Paying attention to electrical safety is crucial in preventing these incidents. All of these points connect to our overall goal: creating a safer workplace by understanding and controlling these common fire hazards. Let's talk about how smothering a fire works. Essentially, when you cover a fire and remove its oxygen supply, you cut off a crucial element needed for combustion. Without oxygen, the flames can't sustain themselves, and the fire is effectively extinguished. This method is a direct application of the fire triangle, which highlights the 3 key components necessary for a fire to burn. Now, another important approach to controlling fires is by removing the fuel. If you eliminate the fuel source, the material that feeds the fire, you prevent it from continuing to burn. This is often a very effective strategy, especially in situations where removing oxygen isn't practical. Remember, the fire triangle is fundamental here. It consists of 3 components: fuel, oxygen, and an ignition source. Understanding this helps us grasp how different firefighting techniques work. For example, smothering disrupts the oxygen supply while removing fuel cuts off the energy source. By controlling these elements, we can effectively prevent or extinguish fires. This is a key principle in fire prevention and safety, and it ties directly into the broader theme of understanding how fires burn and how to stop them efficiently. Now let's talk about Class C fires. These fires involve electrical sources, which means they can be tricky because electricity is involved. When dealing with such fires, the recommended firefighting equipment includes carbon dioxide extinguishers and dry chemical powder, or DCP extinguishers. These are effective because they can suppress the fire without conducting electricity, reducing the risk of shock. Moving on to Class B fires, these involve flammable liquids and gases. Think of fuels like petrol, diesel, oils, solvents, and gases such as propane, butane, LPG, and acetylene. These fires require specific tools for safe and effective suppression. Fire blankets are useful here, along with foam extinguishers, carbon dioxide extinguishers, and dry chemical powder extinguishers. Each of these helps to smother or suppress the flames safely. Now for Class A fires, which involve ordinary combustibles like wood, paper, textiles, and plastics, the approach is a bit different. The recommended firefighting equipment includes fire hoses, water extinguishers, and even sand buckets. These are ideal because they can quickly cool or smother the flames of common combustible materials. Understanding these different fire classes and their corresponding equipment is crucial because it helps us respond appropriately and safely in various fire emergencies. It's all about matching the right tool with the specific type of fire to ensure effective and safe suppression. Let's talk about the key aspects of maintaining a proper first aid box in the workplace. First, it must be easily accessible, so everyone can quickly reach it in case of an emergency. It's also important that the supplies inside are adequate for the size and type of your workplace, meaning larger workplaces might need more supplies or specialized items. The contents should include essentials like adhesive bandages, sterile dressings, antiseptic wipes, gloves, and scissors. Those are the basics you'll want to have on hand. Make sure everything is clearly labeled and stored in a clean, sturdy container, so nothing gets misplaced or contaminated. Regular checks are crucial. Periodically, you need to verify that supplies are still usable and replenish anything that's running low. This way, your first aid kit is always ready when needed. Also, remember to comply with local health and safety regulations. These rules help ensure your workplace stays safe and compliant. Finally, it's a good practice to display information on first aid procedures near the box or somewhere employees can easily access it. Clear instructions can make a real difference if someone needs immediate assistance. All of these points tie back to creating a safe, prepared environment for everyone. Now let's look at some basic first aid requirements. When someone is choking, the most effective method is applying the Heimlich maneuver to clear the airways. It's crucial to perform this correctly to help the person breathe again. If the Heimlich isn't effective, there are alternative techniques, such as finger sweeps or even using a piece of bread to dislodge a fish bone. These methods can sometimes be more suitable depending on the situation. Next, let's talk about burns and scalds. If someone has a burn, the immediate step is to cool the affected area quickly, usually with water. This helps reduce pain and prevents further tissue damage. But remember, there are special precautions for specific types of burns, like electrical or chemical burns, which require different handling to ensure safety. Finally, for cuts and abrasions, the key is to clean the wound initially to prevent infection. Proper bandaging is essential too, not just to stop bleeding, but to minimize further irritation and promote healing. All these steps are vital parts of first aid, and understanding them helps us respond effectively in emergencies, ensuring safety for everyone involved. When it comes to first aid procedures, it's essential to incorporate specific guidelines for handling blood and body fluids. This is crucial because it helps us minimize the risk of transmission of infections like HIV/AIDS. Impact on how we design our procedures means we need to be prepared and cautious at all times. First aid responders should always wear personal protective equipment, such as gloves and masks, to create a barrier against potential infections. Along with that, following strict hygiene protocols is vital. This includes proper hand washing and disposal of contaminated materials. Preventive measures for HIV/AIDS are absolutely critical in first aid situations. They help prevent the transmission of the virus and ensure that we practice safe, responsible care. Overall, understanding these implications helps us provide effective first aid while keeping ourselves and others safe. Now let's talk about emergency procedures and reporting. When an incident occurs, effective documentation is crucial. Using proper reporting forms helps us understand what happened and, importantly, how we can prevent similar emergencies in the future. Clear, standardized formats ensure that everyone involved, whether it's staff, responders, or management, receives accurate and consistent information. This consistency is key to coordinated and effective responses. Moving on, I want to highlight the significance of emergency procedures themselves. Knowing what to do in a crisis isn't just about reacting, it's about being prepared. Having systematic steps to follow ensures we don't panic or get overwhelmed, and it helps guide everyone to safety efficiently. These procedures create order during chaos, which is essential for minimizing harm and maintaining control. Overall, both proper documentation and well-established emergency procedures are fundamental components of a comprehensive safety strategy. They work together to protect lives and ensure a smooth response whenever emergencies arise. Let's talk about the concept of etiquette. Etiquette refers to the established set of rules and customs that guide our social interactions and behaviour across different contexts. It's essentially the blueprint for respectful and considerate conduct in society. Understanding etiquette is crucial because it helps us navigate various social situations smoothly and confidently. It ensures that we show respect for others and maintain positive relationships. Throughout this presentation, we've been emphasizing the importance of professionalism and effective communication, and having a good grasp of etiquette is a key part of that. It's about knowing what's appropriate in different settings and acting accordingly to create a respectful and harmonious environment. Practicing etiquette plays a crucial role in creating a harmonious and professional atmosphere in the workplace. When we follow proper etiquette, it helps to reduce misunderstandings that can arise from miscommunication. This, in turn, promotes more effective and smooth communication among colleagues. Now let's talk about the benefits of practicing etiquette. Honoring our work environment, whether it's respecting shared spaces or valuing each other's contributions, helps build trust and mutual respect among team members. When we show respect and consideration, it highlights the value each person brings toward achieving our collective goals. Understanding workplace etiquette is fundamental because it sets the foundational guidelines for respectful and considerate interactions. It helps us navigate daily interactions smoothly and ensures that teamwork remains cohesive and productive. Ultimately, maintaining good etiquette fosters a positive environment where everyone feels valued and motivated to contribute. Let's talk about the importance of having a positive attitude. A positive outlook really helps us build strong relationships with others and also plays a crucial role in reaching both our personal and professional goals. When we approach life with optimism, it becomes easier to connect, collaborate, and succeed. Now, this attitude impacts every part of our life. For example, instead of seeing setbacks as failures, we can view them as opportunities to learn and grow. Practicing gratitude daily is another powerful way to maintain positivity. It shifts our focus to what we have rather than what we lack. When we think positively, it changes how we see challenges. Instead of being overwhelmed, we become resilient and more determined to find solutions. This mindset fuels our perseverance and helps us stay motivated even in tough times. Ultimately, the key point here is that a positive attitude isn't just about feeling good. It's about how it shapes our perspective, influences our actions, and helps us achieve success in all areas of life. It aligns perfectly with the overall theme of cultivating a mindset for growth and resilience. Now let's talk about how to follow up after those initial meetings. It's really important to build lasting professional bonds, so I recommend staying in touch through social media. This way, you can share updates and keep your network engaged. Maintaining relationships is all about consistent communication and showing genuine interest. During conversations, always practice active listening. This helps you understand the other person's needs and builds trust. Also, being prepared with some key talking points can make your introductions more effective and memorable. When it comes to networking, remember that it's a vital skill for your professional growth. It opens doors to new opportunities and helps you create meaningful connections. So, investing time in nurturing these relationships can really pay off in the long run. Overall, effective networking is about staying connected, engaging sincerely, and being well prepared. These strategies align with the theme of building a strong professional foundation that supports your success. When we talk about carrying ourselves professionally, we're really talking about how we behave and the attitude we project in a professional setting. It's about aligning our actions with the standards and expectations of the environment we're in. This includes respectful communication, where we listen actively and speak thoughtfully, as well as ethical conduct, meaning we act with integrity and honesty at all times. Additionally, appropriate self-presentation is key, dressing suitably and maintaining a neat, confident appearance. By adhering to these principles, we not only build our credibility, but also earn respect from colleagues and clients. Ultimately, practicing professional demeanor is essential for success in our careers, helping us to establish trust and positive relationships that support our growth and opportunities. This slide highlights the importance of these behaviors as part of the overall theme of professionalism and personal development. Let's talk about acting professionally, which is essential in any work environment. First, being punctual and reliable shows that you respect others' time and can be trusted to get the job done. Clear and respectful communication is key. Make sure your message is understood and always treat colleagues and clients with courtesy. Dressing appropriately for your work setting not only shows professionalism, but also helps you feel confident. It's equally important to respect others, whether they're colleagues or clients. This builds trust and a positive work atmosphere. Maintaining confidentiality and acting with integrity are fundamental. They demonstrate your honesty and commitment to ethical standards. Taking responsibility for your actions shows accountability, which is highly valued. And finally, staying positive and proactive when solving problems helps you handle challenges effectively and keeps the team moving forward. Overall, these behaviors reflect the core of professional conduct, reinforcing the trust and respect that are vital to our collective success. Appropriate and proactive gestures can really help convey confidence and genuine interest. When we use open and deliberate movements, it shows we're engaged and self-assured. A positive image is often established by maintaining good eye contact and adopting an open posture, which makes us seem approachable and trustworthy. Building confidence through professionalism involves portraying openness and attentiveness, which can significantly strengthen our connections with others. Small nonverbal cues like eye contact and a friendly smile set the tone for a positive interaction right from the start. Focusing on these key aspects of body language, especially during initial meetings, is crucial because first impressions matter a lot. When we meet and greet someone, our body language plays a vital role in creating that positive impression. How we present ourselves physically, our gestures, posture, and facial expressions can leave a lasting impact. So, when engaging with others, being mindful of our body language can help us communicate openness and confidence, making every interaction more effective and memorable. Let's talk about building a meaningful conversation. First, it's important to ask open-ended questions. These help us understand the other person's perspectives better and encourage a more genuine exchange. When we offer thoughtful contributions, it keeps the dialogue engaging and shows we're genuinely interested. Showing authentic interest and being adaptable are key to forming a real connection. Now, moving to the initial interaction, start with a friendly and respectful greeting that's appropriate for the setting. Maintain eye contact and use positive body language to show you're attentive. Engaging in a bit of small talk can help establish rapport and make both of you feel comfortable. Before the meeting, make sure you have some basic knowledge about the context or purpose of the discussion. Be mindful of cultural norms and expectations, especially if you're meeting someone from a different background. And always approach the interaction with a positive and open mindset. You'll make a better impression that way. So, in summary, preparation sets the stage, and during the meeting, active listening and genuine curiosity help build a strong, meaningful conversation. Personal hygiene is really the foundation of maintaining our overall health and preventing illnesses. It's about simple practices like taking regular baths, cleaning our teeth consistently, and grooming our hair. These habits might seem small, but they have a big impact on how we feel and how others perceive us. When we adopt good hygiene routines, it doesn't just help us look and feel better, it also boosts our self-esteem and helps us fit in socially. People tend to feel more comfortable around us when we take care of ourselves. Another important point is that good personal hygiene plays a key role in reducing the spread of communicable diseases. By keeping ourselves clean, we're protecting not just ourselves, but also those around us. Ultimately, paying attention to personal hygiene is a critical step toward better individual health and, by extension, healthier communities. It's a simple but powerful way we can contribute to overall wellness, tying into the bigger picture of health promotion we're discussing today. Language is a powerful tool that we use every day. It helps us express our thoughts clearly, share ideas with others, and build understanding between people. When we use language properly, it can prevent misunderstandings and make our interactions, whether personal or professional, much smoother and more effective. Now, moving to the role of language in communication, it's not just about words. It's about how we use those words to connect with others and get our message across. Clear language helps ensure everyone is on the same page, which is crucial in any setting. Let's also talk about dress codes. They set a standard for what's appropriate or professional attire. This isn't just about looking good, it's about reflecting our role and the values of the organization we represent. Wearing the right dress code helps project an organized and dedicated image. Whether we're in a formal meeting or a community event, our appearance can speak volumes about our professionalism and respect for the setting. So, in summary, both language and dress code play vital roles in how we communicate and represent ourselves. They help us establish credibility, foster understanding, and uphold the standards of our environment. Let's talk about the importance of posture, poise, and attitude in our personal and professional lives. Attitude really shapes how we approach challenges and how we interact with others. Having a positive attitude can make a big difference as it fosters resilience and optimism, helping us bounce back from setbacks and stay motivated. Now, when we consider impact, poise plays a crucial role. It's about maintaining your composure and balance, even in stressful situations. When you exhibit poise, you naturally convey confidence and self-assurance, which can influence how others perceive you and how effectively you communicate. Understanding posture is also fundamental. It's about the alignment of your body, whether you're standing, sitting, or lying down. Proper posture not only helps with physical health but also improves comfort and presence. When your posture is correct, it reinforces your confidence and shows that you're engaged and attentive. So, in the overall context of this presentation, remember that attitude, poise, and posture are interconnected. They all contribute to how you present yourself and how others perceive you, ultimately impacting your success and effectiveness in any situation. Let's talk about how connecting with supportive individuals can really help in building our self-esteem. When we surround ourselves with positive, encouraging people, it creates a safe space where we can grow and feel valued. Additionally, seeking constructive feedback from trusted friends or mentors can give us insights into our strengths and areas for improvement, which is essential for self-growth. Another important point is practicing positive affirmations and acknowledging our achievements, no matter how small they seem. This practice helps reinforce our self-worth and boosts our confidence over time. Now, understanding our self-worth is fundamental. Recognizing our own value as individuals is directly linked to our self-esteem. When we appreciate what makes us unique and valuable, it naturally enhances how we see ourselves. All these strategies, connecting with supportive people, practicing positive self-talk, and understanding our worth, are key pieces of the overall puzzle in developing a healthier, more resilient self-esteem. Now let's talk about the concept of dressing for success. Essentially, it refers to the intentional choice of attire to create a professional and confident impression in social or work environments. When we dress thoughtfully, we're not just putting on clothes, we're sending a message about who we are and how seriously we take our roles. It's about aligning our appearance with the image we want to project. Understanding this concept is key because, as we've seen throughout this presentation, our overall success often depends on how well we present ourselves. So, dressing for success isn't just about fashion, it's a strategic tool to boost confidence, establish credibility, and make a positive impact in any professional setting. Let's take a closer look at the meaning behind the different colors. Red, for example, symbolizes passion, urgency, or even danger. It's a color that grabs attention and evokes strong emotions. Then we have blue, which represents calm, trust, and professionalism, perfect for conveying stability and reliability. Moving on to green, this color is associated with growth, health, and tranquility, often used to suggest harmony and renewal. Yellow signifies energy, optimism, and caution. Think of it as a bright, uplifting color that also warns us to be careful. Orange denotes enthusiasm, creativity, and attention, making it a vibrant and engaging choice. Purple is often linked to luxury, wisdom, and spirituality, giving a sense of richness and depth. Black implies sophistication, power, or mourning, depending on context, but generally adds a sense of elegance or seriousness. Lastly, white stands for purity, simplicity, and cleanliness, symbolizing clarity and openness. Understanding these colors and their meanings helps us communicate more effectively, whether in branding, design, or visual storytelling. It's about choosing the right color to reinforce the message we want to deliver and making a meaningful connection with our audience. When deciding what to wear, it's important to choose clothing items that complement each other in color, style, and comfort. This helps create a cohesive and polished look. Next, I recommend coordinating your outfit so that all pieces work well together, whether it's matching colors or styles that fit the occasion. Assessing the nature of the event or activity is also crucial. For example, if you're attending a formal event, you'll want to select more elegant attire. For a casual outing or sports activity, comfortable and appropriate clothing is key. And of course, checking the weather forecast is essential. Look up the expected temperature, any precipitation, and wind conditions for the day. This way, you can choose clothing that keeps you comfortable and prepared, no matter what the weather throws at you. All these points come together to help you dress appropriately, confidently, and in harmony with your environment and the occasion. Let's talk about personal grooming for a professional world. As you can see from attire to personal hygiene, grooming is a reflection of your professionalism. When you adopt a polished look, it shows that you respect your role and your organization. It's important to remember that your appearance should align with your company's culture, whether it's formal or more casual. Grooming habits play a crucial role in creating a strong professional impression. When you maintain a presentable demeanor, it not only boosts your confidence, but also enhances your employability. People tend to judge professionalism partly based on how well you present yourself, so good grooming can make a significant difference. Now, understanding the significance of grooming is vital for career success. It's about more than just looking good. It's about showing that you take your role seriously and are committed to your professional growth. So in essence, personal grooming is an integral part of professional life. It helps communicate your dedication, boosts your confidence, and aligns your appearance with your career goals. First impressions are formed incredibly quickly, often within just a few seconds of meeting someone. These initial judgments are powerful because they shape how others perceive your character and your abilities right from the start. A strong first impression can go a long way in building trust and establishing your credibility early on. It also sets the tone for all future interactions, making it easier to develop positive relationships later. It's important to remember that people tend to remember their first impressions more vividly and for longer than the later ones. That means the initial impact really sticks with someone. On the flip side, negative first impressions can be quite difficult to change once they're made, so making a good first impression is crucial. Whether in personal, social, or professional settings, these first impressions influence how others see you and how relationships develop over time. That's why understanding the importance of first impressions is key to creating lasting, positive connections. Let's talk about some key principles of email etiquette that can really improve our communication. First, always use clear and concise subject lines so the recipient knows what the email is about right away. When greeting your recipient, make sure to be appropriate, whether it's formal or casual, depending on your relationship. It's important to maintain a polite and professional tone throughout your message. Keep your emails brief and to the point. People appreciate clarity and efficiency. Avoid using all caps or excessive punctuation, as it can come across as shouting or unprofessional. Before hitting send, take a moment to proofread your email to catch any errors or typos. Using a proper email signature helps convey professionalism and provides contact information. Responding promptly is also key. Timely replies show respect and help keep conversations moving forward. Be mindful of attachments, only send what's necessary and avoid large files that could clog inboxes. Lastly, always respect privacy and confidentiality. Think about what you're sharing and who can see it. These principles help create respectful, effective, and professional email communication, which is essential in any business setting. When answering a call, it's important to respond promptly and always introduce yourself clearly. Speaking in a polite and friendly manner sets a positive tone right from the start. During the conversation, make sure to listen actively, really pay attention to what the other person is saying, and avoid interrupting them. Using appropriate language and tone helps maintain professionalism and respect. Keep your messages concise and relevant so the conversation stays focused and efficient. Remember to respect privacy and confidentiality at all times. Never share sensitive information unless appropriate. When ending the call, do so courteously and confirm any next steps or follow-up actions. These principles of telephone etiquette are essential because they help build trust, ensure clear communication, and reflect well on both yourself and your organization. Together, they contribute to a professional and respectful communication environment. Thank you very much for your time and attention today. I truly appreciate your input and engagement throughout this session. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize the importance of maintaining professional and courteous communication in all our interactions. A respectful and positive closing helps strengthen our relationships and sets the stage for future collaboration. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if there's anything I can assist you with moving forward. I'm always open to collaborating on upcoming projects or providing further support. Your feedback is invaluable in helping me improve and tailor future interactions to better meet your needs. Before we finish, let's quickly review the key points and any action items we've agreed upon, ensuring we're aligned. Again, I sincerely thank you for your time and cooperation. I look forward to working with you again soon. Have a great day. Communication involves the exchange of information through various channels and methods. It's not just about speaking or writing. It can happen through gestures, facial expressions, or even digital platforms. The communication process includes several key components. A sender who initiates the message itself which contains the information we want to share, the medium or channel through which we send that message, like email, face-to-face conversation, or a phone call, and then a receiver, the person who gets the message. Importantly, feedback is a vital part of this process, as it helps us understand whether the message was understood correctly. Effective communication is absolutely fundamental for both interpersonal relationships and organizational success. When we communicate well, we build trust, reduce misunderstandings, and foster collaboration. Understanding how this process works and the dynamics involved is crucial if we want to optimize our communication skills and ensure our messages are received and understood as intended. Let's take a closer look at some common barriers to communication that can really impact how effectively we connect with others. First, language differences can be a big obstacle. Variations in vocabulary or language use can easily lead to misunderstandings, so it's important to be clear and mindful of the words we choose. Physical barriers are also significant. Environmental factors like noise, distance, or poor equipment can make it hard to hear or see what's being communicated, which hampers understanding. Then there are psychological barriers, such as stress, emotions, or attitudes. When someone is feeling overwhelmed or disengaged, their ability to process information diminishes, affecting how well they understand. Cultural barriers are another key point. Differences in cultural norms and values can shape how messages are interpreted, sometimes leading to miscommunication if we're not aware of those differences. Perceptual barriers refer to the fact that each individual may interpret the same message differently, based on their own perspectives and experiences. This can cause confusion or misinterpretation. Organizational barriers, like hierarchical structures or rigid policies, can also limit open communication. When people feel restricted or afraid to speak up, valuable information may not flow freely. Information overload is another challenge. When we receive too much information at once, it can become overwhelming and important details might get lost. Finally, the lack of feedback can cause issues. Without responses or clarifications, misunderstandings can persist, leading to confusion or misinformation. Overall, recognizing these barriers helps us create better communication strategies and foster clearer, more effective exchanges. A skilled communicator has the ability to simplify complex situations, making it much easier for customers to understand the resolutions we offer. When we explain processes clearly, it helps minimize confusion and ultimately increases customer satisfaction. Resolving issues through clear communication is essential because it shows customers that we value their concerns. By listening attentively, we not only demonstrate that we care, but also gather the information needed to provide tailored solutions that meet their specific needs. Active listening plays a crucial role in building stronger relationships. When customers feel heard and understood, It fosters trust and loyalty, leading to more positive interactions. Positive communication, whether through clarity or empathy, really enhances the overall customer experience. When we communicate effectively, we ensure their needs are understood and addressed properly. Clear and empathetic communication is the foundation for building trust and creating a positive environment where customers feel valued and confident in our support. By developing these communication skills, we can significantly improve the customer experience, making every interaction more effective and satisfying for both sides. Let's talk about strategies to become a better listener. One of the most effective ways is to practice maintaining eye contact with the speaker. This helps show that you're engaged and genuinely interested in what they're saying. It's also important to avoid distractions, like checking your phone or letting your mind wander, so you can give your full attention. Asking clarifying questions is another key strategy. It shows you're actively processing the information and want to understand better. Developing empathetic responses is crucial. Things like nodding or using verbal affirmations help the speaker feel heard and understood. Providing feedback, whether by summarizing what they said or sharing your thoughts, also enhances active listening. Now let's connect this to the overall theme. Active listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding the message fully, not just partially or superficially. It involves being truly engaged, using nonverbal cues like eye contact and nodding, and validating the speaker's perspective. When we do all this, we build stronger connections and improve communication significantly. Now, let's talk about how verbal communication plays a crucial role in creating positive relationships with our customers. When we communicate clearly and empathetically, we not only enhance customer satisfaction, but also encourage their loyalty. Addressing their needs effectively through words helps build trust and shows that we genuinely care about their experience. Moving on to customer engagement, verbal communication is key to establishing trust with our stakeholders. By having open and honest dialogues, we gain a better understanding of their expectations. This understanding allows us to foster productive partnerships based on mutual clarity and respect. When it comes to working with colleagues, effective verbal communication is just as important. It helps us collaborate more efficiently by ensuring everyone is on the same page. Clear articulation of ideas during team discussions keeps projects moving smoothly and reduces misunderstandings. Overall, whether we're interacting with customers, stakeholders, or colleagues, excellent verbal communication is the backbone of strong relationships and successful teamwork. It's about being clear, empathetic, and proactive in our conversations to support our overall goal of building trust and achieving our shared objectives. Welcome, everyone. Today I want to emphasize some essential communication protocols we should follow in the salon. First, greeting clients warmly upon arrival sets a positive tone right from the start. It makes clients feel welcome and valued. Next, it's important to listen carefully to their needs and preferences. This ensures we understand exactly what they want and can deliver the best service possible. When confirming appointment details, be clear and precise to avoid any misunderstandings. Using polite and professional language throughout our interactions helps build trust and respect. Maintaining client confidentiality is also crucial. Respecting their privacy shows our commitment to their comfort and trust. During shift changes, communicate team updates clearly and efficiently so everyone is on the same page. And if any complaints arise, handle them calmly and proactively. Listening patiently and addressing concerns thoughtfully can turn a negative experience into a positive one. All these points are interconnected and support our overall goal, providing excellent service through effective, respectful communication. Let's keep these protocols in mind to ensure a smooth and professional environment for both our clients and our team. Today, I want to talk about establishing clear limits in our communication. First, it's important to define what topics and language are appropriate in different contexts. Setting these boundaries helps create a respectful and comfortable environment for everyone. Next, respecting personal and professional space is crucial. Being mindful of conversations and physical boundaries shows consideration and helps prevent discomfort. We should also avoid delving into sensitive or confidential subjects without permission. Respecting privacy is key to building trust and maintaining professionalism. Active listening is another vital aspect. It means really paying attention to what others are saying, while also maintaining our own comfort levels. This balance ensures effective communication without overstepping boundaries. Recognizing and honoring cultural and individual differences is essential. Everyone's background influences how they communicate and interpret messages, so being aware of these differences fosters respect and inclusivity. Finally, using assertive communication allows us to set expectations clearly and handle misunderstandings constructively. It's about expressing ourselves honestly while respecting others' boundaries. All of these points connect to the overall theme of effective communication. Being respectful, clear, and considerate helps us build stronger, more trusting relationships. Cultural awareness in verbal communication is truly essential, especially when we're working across borders. It helps ensure that our interactions are effective and meaningful, fostering stronger international collaborations. When we understand the cultural nuances behind words and expressions, we can build better connections and avoid misunderstandings that might arise from differences in communication styles. By having this insight, we not only improve our global teamwork, but also develop greater empathy for others' perspectives. This awareness helps us interpret verbal cues more accurately and respond in ways that are appropriate and respectful. It's about recognizing that communication is more than just words. It's about understanding the social and emotional context behind them. Ultimately, cultivating cultural awareness enhances our emotional and social capabilities, making us more adaptable and sensitive in diverse settings. This aligns perfectly with our overall goal of effective communication, being not just clear, but also culturally considerate and empathetic. So, embracing this knowledge is key to achieving truly successful international interactions. On this slide, we're looking at topics that are typically not discussed in a salon setting. Participants are often encouraged to explore engaging, informative, and universally respectful topics, which helps keep the discussion flowing positively. It's about fostering an environment where creative, entertaining, and intellectual ideas can flourish without causing discomfort. We also see that discussions are usually limited to maintain decorum and prevent conflicts. This means steering clear of sensitive or personal matters out of respect for individual boundaries. The goal is to keep conversations enjoyable and constructive for everyone involved. Now, regarding the reasons for restrictions, certain topics are considered inappropriate or off-limits. These are identified to promote fairness, inclusivity, and a pleasant atmosphere. By avoiding these forbidden topics, we ensure that the discussion remains respectful and welcoming for all participants. Ultimately, the idea is to create a space where everyone feels comfortable engaging and sharing ideas. Maintaining or avoiding eye contact can have very different meanings depending on the culture you're engaging with. Sometimes, making eye contact signals confidence and respect. Other times, it might be seen as confrontational or even rude. So it's really important to be aware of the cultural context. When we talk about eye contact in communication, we're referring to how it can influence the message we're sending beyond words. It's a powerful nonverbal cue that can reinforce or undermine what you're saying. Tone of voice is another crucial element. It carries subtle nuances like emotion, emphasis, or attitude that words alone might not fully convey. And interestingly, different cultures interpret tone variations in unique ways, which can significantly impact how your message is received. Now let's talk about the significance of tone of voice. It's not just what you say, but how you say it that counts. Your tone can add warmth, authority, or even sarcasm, sometimes all within the same conversation. Moving on to body language, it's like the silent language we all speak. It reveals how we're truly feeling, whether we're relaxed, tense, open, or defensive. And just like eye contact, body language can be very different across cultures. What's considered respectful or friendly in one culture might be seen as aggressive or inappropriate in another. So understanding these elements, eye contact, tone, and body language, is key to effective and respectful communication, especially in a multicultural environment. They all work together to shape the message you're sending and how it's understood. Now let's take a closer look at the difference between external and internal customers. External customers are the individuals or entities who purchase or use the products or services we offer. They are, in fact, the main source of revenue for our company because their transactions directly impact our bottom line. On the other hand, internal customers are the people within our organization, whether they are individuals or departments, who rely on each other's support and services to do their jobs effectively. For example, A marketing team might depend on the IT department for technical support, or HR might rely on finance for payroll processing. Both types of customers are essential to our overall success. External customers help sustain and grow our business, while internal customers ensure that our operations run smoothly. In the context of this presentation, understanding these relationships helps us see how every role and interaction contributes to delivering value, both internally and externally. Let's talk about the impact of attitude on customer service. Attitude influences the quality of service we provide in a significant way. When we maintain a positive attitude, it can really enhance customer satisfaction, build trust, and encourage repeat business. On the other hand, a negative attitude can lead to misunderstandings and even cause customers to walk away. It's important to remember that helpful, respectful, and empathetic employees create a welcoming environment for everyone. When we approach customers with a good attitude, we're better equipped to address their needs effectively. Ultimately, our attitude plays a crucial role in shaping the customer experience and supporting the overall success of our service. Let's talk about why addressing the fundamental issue behind difficult interactions with customers is so crucial. It's not just about solving the surface problem, but really understanding their concerns on a deeper level. When we get to the heart of the matter, we can tailor our solutions more effectively and build stronger, more trusting relationships. This slide emphasizes the importance of digging beneath the initial frustration or complaint to find out what's truly bothering the customer. By doing that, we can respond more empathetically and provide resolutions that actually meet their needs. Remember, the overall goal in customer interactions is to foster positive experiences, even when challenges arise. Getting to the core of the problem is a vital step in achieving that. It's about seeing beyond the immediate issue and connecting with what really matters to the customer. Now, let's talk about setting appropriate boundaries. It's essential to establish clear limits to maintain a professional and respectful interaction. By doing this, we create a safe space where both parties feel comfortable and respected. Next, communication plays a crucial role. You want to communicate your points clearly and professionally. This ensures that there's mutual understanding and reduces the chances of misunderstandings or conflicts. Along with clear communication, active listening is key. Make a conscious effort to really listen to the customer's concerns. This helps you understand their viewpoint and uncover any underlying issues that might not be immediately obvious. When dealing with difficult customers, assertiveness is vital. It's about standing your ground confidently without being aggressive. This balance helps manage challenging situations effectively while maintaining professionalism. Overall, these strategies, setting boundaries, communicating clearly, actively listening, and being assertive, are all interconnected. They support a respectful, effective interaction, which is at the heart of excellent customer service. Recognizing and appreciating others' perspectives can really help diffuse tensions in a conflict situation. When we take the time to understand where someone else is coming from, it often reduces defensiveness and opens the door to more productive conversations. Displaying empathy, in turn, can lead to more cooperative interactions because it shows that we genuinely care about their feelings and viewpoints. Promoting empathy and understanding is all about creating a space where individuals feel heard and respected. When people know they're being listened to without judgment, it helps prevent conflicts from escalating. Encouraging everyone to express their thoughts and feelings in a constructive way supports harmony and mutual respect. Now, open communication plays a crucial role here. When we foster an environment where people feel safe to speak honestly, it becomes easier to identify the root causes of conflicts. Often, disagreements stem from misunderstandings or unmet expectations. By understanding these underlying issues, we're better equipped to find effective solutions and resolve conflicts more efficiently. In essence, recognizing perspectives, promoting empathy, and encouraging open dialogue are all interconnected strategies that help us create a more harmonious environment, especially when addressing conflicts. When we think about motivating clients to book services or buy products, several key factors come into play. First, there's the desire to solve a problem or fulfill a need. People are naturally driven by the goal of improving their lives or addressing specific challenges they face. Next, the perceived value and benefits of our product or service are crucial. If clients see clear advantages and positive outcomes, they're more likely to take action. Then we can't overlook the power of positive past experiences and trust in the brand. When someone has had a good experience before, it builds confidence and makes them more comfortable making a purchase again. Recommendations and social proof from others also play a significant role. People tend to follow the lead of friends, family, or trusted reviews. Competitive pricing and attractive offers can tip the scales, especially when clients see that they're getting good value for their money. Additionally, a convenient purchasing process and excellent customer support remove barriers and make it easy for clients to say yes. Finally, emotional connections or aspirations related to the product or service can be very compelling. When clients feel emotionally connected or see how the product aligns with their dreams and identity, it often motivates them to act. All these elements, understanding motivation, are interconnected and essential in guiding clients toward booking or purchasing. When we address these points thoughtfully, we create a compelling, trust-building journey that moves clients from interest to commitment. Buying signals are really important cues that tell us a prospect is interested in our product or service. These cues can be as simple as an expression of curiosity or specific behaviors that show engagement. Recognizing these signals is crucial because it helps us time our sales strategies more effectively. When we know the prospect is interested, we can act at the right moment to move things forward. To do this well, I recommend implementing some key tips. First, actively listening to your customers' needs allows you to pick up on subtle signals they might be giving. Next, customizing your proposals based on what you hear makes your offer more appealing. And finally, offering tailored solutions shows that you understand their unique situation, which can really boost their confidence in moving ahead. When you combine these insights, recognizing buying signals and applying these tips, you can optimize your sales approach. It makes your strategies much more aligned with the customer's readiness to buy, increasing your chances of closing the deal successfully. This is all about being attentive and flexible in your approach to meet the customer exactly where they are in their buying journey. Let's talk about what information is included on a payslip and why it's important. First, you'll see employer details such as the company name and address. This helps identify who the employer is and provides reference points. Next, there's a breakdown of deductions. This includes taxes, insurance contributions, and any other applicable withholdings. It's essential to see exactly what is being deducted and why. Moving on, the payslip also shows the gross salary before deductions and the net salary that you actually receive. This comparison helps you understand how much your earnings are reduced by deductions. Lastly, a payslip offers a detailed account of your pay and deductions, which promotes transparency. It ensures compliance with legal requirements and gives you confidence that your pay is accurately calculated. Overall, a payslip isn't just a paycheck stub. It's a clear record that supports understanding and trust in your employment relationship. Let's walk through some basic calculator operations to ensure you're comfortable with them. First, to perform division, press the divided by button. You start by inputting the dividend, then press divided by, enter the divisor and finally hit equals to get the division result. This process is straightforward once you get the hang of it. Next, for larger values, multiplication is key. Use the asterisk button to multiply two or more numbers. Simply type the first number, press asterisk, then type the second number and press equals to see the result. Multiplication helps when dealing with bigger quantities or scaling numbers. For subtraction, press the button. Input the first number, press, then enter the second number, and finally hit equals to get your answer. Subtraction is essential for calculating differences or reducing amounts. Finally, addition is very intuitive. Use the plus button to add numbers sequentially. Type the first number, press plus, input the second number and press equals for the total. This is the foundation of most calculations. By mastering these basic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, you'll be well equipped to handle a variety of calculations confidently and accurately, connecting these skills to the overall theme of efficient and effective math use. Now, let's look at how we can check and refine our results when using fractions to improve both precision and service quality. This is an important step to ensure our techniques are accurate and consistent. We'll start with step 4, reviewing outcomes from fraction applications. After applying fractions in our adjustments, we need to review the results carefully. This means assessing whether the adjustments meet our desired standards and making any necessary refinements. Next, in step 3, we focus on practicing how to use fractions to modify our service techniques or to portion hair sections precisely. This hands-on practice helps us develop confidence and accuracy in applying fractions during real client services. Moving to step 2, it's essential to understand how to use a calculator effectively for computing and applying fractions. This tool can help us handle more complex calculations quickly and accurately, which is especially useful when we're working with multiple fractions or precise measurements. Finally, in step 1, we want to recognize the common fractions used in hairdressing, like halves, thirds, quarters, and eighths. Familiarity with these common fractions forms the foundation for applying them confidently in our daily work. Overall, mastering these steps ensures that using fractions becomes a natural part of our service process, helping us deliver precise, high-quality results every time. Alright, let's walk through how to work out percentages using a calculator. First, you start by inputting the percentage you want to find. For example, if you're looking for 20%, you just type in 20. That's step 1. Next, you move to step 2, applying the multiplication operation. You multiply that percentage value by the number you're trying to find the percentage of. So, if you want 20% of 150, you multiply 0.2 by 150. And finally, in step 3, you interpret the result. The number you get from that calculation is the percentage value of your target number. So if your calculation gives you 30, that means 20% of 150 is 30. Remember, the key is to convert the percentage into a decimal before multiplying, and that's how you accurately find a percentage with a calculator. This method keeps things simple and helps you quickly get the right answer every time. Now let's talk about the steps involved in rounding off decimal points. First, you need to identify the decimal place you want to round to. For example, are you rounding to the nearest tenth, hundredth, or thousandth? Once you've determined that, the next step is to check the digit immediately after the decimal place you're focusing on. This digit is crucial because it decides whether you round up or keep the digit the same. If this digit is 5 or greater, you increase the last kept digit by 1. If it's less than 5, you leave the last kept digit unchanged. Finally, you remove all the digits following your rounding position. These rules are fundamental because they help us maintain consistency and accuracy when simplifying numbers, which ties into the overall theme of precise data handling. Now, let's talk about the selling price. This is the amount at which we actually sell our product to customers. It's usually influenced by market conditions, like what competitors are charging, and also by our own profit goals. The key idea here is that the selling price needs to reflect both the market environment and the profit margin we aim to achieve. On the other hand, we have the cost price. This is what it costs us to produce the product. It includes all the expenses involved in making it, such as raw materials, labor, and overhead costs like utilities and equipment. Understanding the cost price is crucial because it forms the foundation for setting a profitable selling price. Connecting these concepts, the difference between the cost price and the selling price is what determines our profit. By carefully analyzing both, we can ensure our pricing strategy supports the overall success of our business. When determining the cost of a service, the first step is to identify all the direct costs involved. This includes materials, labor, and equipment, basically everything that directly contributes to delivering the service. Next, we need to calculate the indirect costs and overhead allocations, which cover things like administrative expenses, utilities, and other supporting costs that aren't directly tied to a specific service, but still impact the overall expense. It's also essential to analyze the market rates and what competitors are charging. This helps us stay competitive and ensures our pricing aligns with industry standards. Alongside that, we should consider our desired profit margin, what we want to earn beyond covering costs, so the pricing makes sense financially. Another key point is to factor in the unique value or customization of the service. If we're offering something tailored or particularly valuable, that can justify a higher price. We also need to review any regulatory or legal cost implications, as compliance might add additional expenses that should be included in the final price. Finally, we sum all these elements, direct costs, indirect costs, market considerations, value, and legal factors, to arrive at a final service price. This comprehensive approach ensures our pricing is accurate, competitive, and aligned with our business goals. Now let's talk about the purpose and determination of ratios. First, it's important to understand the basic steps involved in calculating ratios. Essentially, you start by identifying the relevant figures from financial statements, then divide one figure by another to produce the ratio. For example, Calculating the current ratio involves dividing current assets by current liabilities. These ratios help simplify complex financial data into understandable metrics. In practice, there are many common ratios like profitability ratios, liquidity ratios, and leverage ratios, each serving a specific purpose. Understanding how to determine these ratios is fundamental because it allows us to measure and compare different aspects of a company's financial health. Now, why are ratios so essential in analysis? Well, they provide a standardized way to compare companies of different sizes or evaluate a company over time. Ratios highlight strengths and weaknesses, making it easier to draw meaningful conclusions quickly. They play a critical role in helping us make informed decisions, whether we're assessing investment opportunities or managing operational performance. Overall, ratios are a powerful tool that connect data to strategic insights. Percentages are a really common way we express how one part relates to a whole, especially in fields like finance and statistics. They help us quickly understand proportions and make comparisons. In our daily lives, we see percentages everywhere, from sales discounts to exam scores. To calculate a percentage, you take the part you're interested in, divide it by the total or whole, and then multiply that result by 100. This process gives us a clear, standardized way to measure and compare parts of a whole. Understanding how to determine percentages in context is essential because it helps us interpret data accurately. Overall, percentages serve the purpose of representing proportions relative to a whole, usually per 100, making complex information much easier to grasp and communicate. This concept ties into our broader theme of understanding data and making informed decisions based on relative values. Now, to find the original price before VAT was added, we take the price that already includes VAT and divide it by 1 plus the VAT rate. This essentially removes the VAT component, giving us the base price. It's like reverse engineering the price to see what it was before tax was added. Moving on to subtracting VAT from a price, the process involves multiplying the original price by the VAT rate, which calculates the amount of VAT included. Then, by subtracting that amount or by directly dividing the inclusive price by 1 plus the VAT rate, we can find the original price. Remember, adding VAT to a price involves multiplying the original price by the VAT rate, which gives us the VAT amount. We then add this to the original price to get the total price that includes VAT. In summary, understanding these steps helps us see how VAT affects pricing, whether we're adding it to a product or removing it to find the pre-tax amount. It's a key part of managing costs and pricing strategies in any business. So let's wrap things up with a quick overview of what we've covered. We revisited the fundamental practices that form the foundation of the hairdressing profession, ensuring we're all clear on the core skills and standards. We also discussed both the theoretical and practical aspects of professional conduct. It's not just about technical skills, but also about how we carry ourselves and interact with clients and colleagues. Now, a key takeaway from this presentation is the significant impact that ethical behaviour can have on your career development. Acting with integrity and professionalism can open doors and build trust, which is essential in our industry. Maintaining a high standard of conduct benefits not only you as a professional, but also your clients, fostering a positive and trusting environment. Finally, I want to emphasize the importance of professional ethics. Upholding these standards isn't just about following rules, it's about creating a reputation of reliability and respect. When we prioritize ethics, we contribute to a positive industry image and ensure long-term success. Remember, your behavior reflects on you and the entire profession, so let's always strive to act ethically and professionally. As we conclude, I want to emphasize that upholding professional ethics and behavior is absolutely fundamental to maintaining the integrity of our profession. When we act ethically, we build trust and credibility with our clients and colleagues alike. Commitment to ethics isn't just about following rules. It's about consistently demonstrating integrity in everything we do. This commitment helps foster a positive reputation and ensures that we serve our clients responsibly. Another key point is the role of clear and respectful communication. When we communicate effectively, we're not just sharing information, we're building trust and satisfaction with our clients. Respectful dialogue encourages openness and understanding, which are essential for successful relationships. Equally important is adhering to professional etiquette. Small gestures like punctuality, politeness, and attentiveness create a positive experience for our clients. These behaviours reflect our professionalism and help establish a welcoming environment. Lastly, safety must always be a priority. Maintaining a safe environment and following health and safety standards are crucial. They protect everyone involved and demonstrate our commitment to a responsible and caring practice. So, in summary, professionalism is a blend of ethics, communication, etiquette, and safety, each one reinforcing the other to uphold the integrity and excellence of our profession.